I want to say something about letting go of the American dream. And I want to say it without turning it into something really sad. Because when you let go of that dream, what you're actually doing is claiming authorship over your own life. You're deciding that you get to determine how meaning is made. And that's incredibly uncomfortable because we love scripts and we like predictability. And we want to know what comes next. And uncertainty makes most people very anxious and not inspired. But if you can tolerate that discomfort, you start to recognize something really important. That space that you're afraid of isn't empty, it's a creative space. It's where you get to form an identity and a life that actually fits you and reflects you. And the American dream is not neutral, by the way. Marriage by a certain age and children and a very linear career path and retirement, these are not inner truths. They are external goals handed to you by a system. And they serve the survival and stability of that system far more than they serve the fulfillment of any individual. They're optimized for stability and for continuity and for producing reliable, productive workers and for producing predictable consumers and for managing populations. What they do not reliably make are people who feel awake or are self-directed, or people that actually author their own lives. The American dream promises belonging. It says, comply and you'll be fine. Do life correctly and you'll be safe. Does that sound familiar? But the cost of doing life correctly according to that script is often very quiet and almost unnoticeable. It's a fragmentation of yourself. So here's the reframe. Instead of saying, my goal is to get married, try this. I want to create a system in my life that supports my values and principles. And that system can take many, many forms. It can be big or small. It can be traditional or unconventional. The point isn't what it looks like. The point is that it actually supports who you are and comes from you. And instead of saying, I need to retire by this age with this amount of money, try this. I intend to stay engaged with the things that excite me for my entire life. I intend to remain curious. I intend to keep contributing in ways that feel meaningful. That is enough to start letting reality unfold for you. That doesn't mean that you won't have stability or resources. It just means that you're no longer orienting your entire life around an exit from it. And the shift in doing these things is very subtle, but it's really everything. You're moving from chasing externally anchored milestones to designing an internal coherent life, from compliance to authorship. And frankly, the earlier you do that in your life, the earlier you make that shift, as uncomfortable as it is, the less likely you are to wake up later wondering how you ended up living someone else's version of a good life. Letting go of the American dream isn't losing meaning, and it's not sad. It's taking responsibility, getting excited for creating your own. And that's actually where aliveness actually lives.